all over this
The people
statement
get
that
it,
you
yeah.
made the other day. You were asked when you were leaving.
What extent are Americans' financial situations motivating you to make a deal?
Not even a little bit. The only thing that matters when I'm talking about Iran, they can't have a nuclear weapon. I don't think about American financial situation. I don't think about anybody. I think about one thing. We cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon. That's all.
That's right. That's a perfect statement. I'd make it again.
But you can
Because
imagine how many people stop the soundbite
No.
I don't think about America's
played that
financial
up.
situation. So what's your response to that framework?
It's very simple. When people hear me say it, everybody agrees. Short-term pain. It's going to be short-term pain. But the pain is much less than people thought. Because people thought that the oil would go up to $250. You know, it was $99 yesterday, $99 a barrel. I thought it might go up to $200. I was okay with that. Not that I wanted it, but you cannot let them have a nuclear weapon. They were
As we see, it never every single day, right? Every single day, it's something brand new, something brand new, but on the same topic of this administration, these rich oligarchs, the tech lords, all the elites, they do not care about the average American. They don't care about the average Joe Schmo. They don't care what happens to you. You literally just heard it in the clip. This man, this administration, they do not care about you. The only thing they're worried about is Iran not getting a nuclear weapon. He does not care what Americans have to pay. He was just saying, he literally just said, oh, it's $99 a barrel. A barrel of gas is $99 a barrel. He thought it was going to go up to 200, right? He literally just said that. That's fine for him. Man's a billionaire, right? But for the average Joe Schmo, he does not care. That's exactly what I have been trying to say, that the average person is being priced out of life. The average person, this country, America, is not the average person's country anymore. And you got people looking around, you got people all around just thinking everything's la-di-da, whoop-de-doo, nothing's gonna happen to us, my job is safe, my house is safe, I still have, a way to pay my bills. Yeah, for the time being. For the time being, all you people that think your jobs is safe, yeah, you have that for the time being. But I'm telling you right now, I give it 5 years. I give it 5 years before 90% of jobs are being replaced. Right? We already see AI replacing entry level jobs. We already see customer service representatives on the phone. You don't even talk to people anymore, right? You don't even talk to people until you get to the very last stage of the options that you have to press in order to say, I want to speak to a representative. Then the AI will transfer you over, the automated response will transfer you over to an actual person. And when the people, and here's the worst part, right? The worst part is when you get to actually speak with the real person, they don't even want to be on the phone with you. They don't they don't even want to be on the phone with you. They sound like they don't even want to be there with you. They don't want to help you out. They don't want to fix your issue. In their mind, they're just like, man, why couldn't you just speak with the AI? Why couldn't the AI just, why couldn't the AI just help you with your issue? Why'd you have to speak with me? Right? Okay. We're gonna replace you guys then. That's exactly what's going on. Most of these people have an attitude whenever they do their jobs. Most of these people don't even want to be at their jobs. That's why you're getting replaced. That's why you're getting replaced, right? All you people, and especially you blue collar workers, man. Like I see a lot of blue collar workers on YouTube and you know videos on social media and everything. They're talking about, oh yeah, my job is safe. I'm a welder. I'm a carpenter. I'm working in I'm working in like plumbing. My job is safe. I'm an electrician, right? I promise you, you're not. I promise you. Matter of fact, I'll find a video and I'm gonna post it too. I'm gonna post the video and I'm gonna show you that blue collar jobs are also being replaced. Because I'm telling you right now, every 90% of these jobs are being replaced. Okay, and that is the state that we find ourselves in within the United States. The administration doesn't care about you. Most people are still asleep. People don't care as long as it doesn't affect them. If it affects somebody else, okay, that's their loss. And they don't think about it again until it starts to affect them. See, that's the problem with Americans, is the fact that as long as it doesn't affect me, it doesn't matter. As long as it's not directly affecting anybody around me, as long as I can still put food on the table, as long as I'm still paying my bills, I don't care because it doesn't affect me. That's the mentality of Americans. They don't think long term. We don't think long term. We don't think about, oh, the trends. We don't read the writing on the wall. Okay? We don't see the things that are happening in this country, right? And as bad of a spot as we are in now, quite frankly, it shows what Americans are truly willing to take, right? Because like I said in my previous videos, we failed the test, right? Those Epstein files dropped. What did Americans do? Absolutely nothing. Not one person did anything, but we can storm Capitol Hill what a couple years ago. We can storm Capitol Hill and riot and break the doors down on Capitol Hill because the wrong politician got in office. We didn't want this politician in office. So we're going to go storm Capitol Hill. See, this is the mindset of Americans, right? The Epstein files dropped. Not one person did a single thing about it. And that was a test, right? Not one person did a single thing about the Epstein files dropping. It doesn't matter that we have these monsters leading the country. It matters that the wrong monster got into office in Capitol Hill, right? That's the mindset of Americans. And that's how you know we're doomed, right? We have monsters in office running this country, but that's not what people care about, right? That is not what people care about. People would rather fight for the wrong reasons. And that's why I keep saying this country's doomed. You know, we've been in bad spots before as a country, but this, to me, this quite frankly is the worst position that Americans have ever been in. Right? This is it. This is We're being replaced. We're being replaced right before our very eyes, and most people still can't see it. Right? They don't care about how you live. They don't care about what you're going to do. They don't care about how you're going to live. As long as a deal is done, as long as Iran doesn't get those nuclear weapons, right? That's all they care about. Most people are unaware of the things that are happening in the world, anyways, right? Going back to the Epstein files dropped. I told you we failed the test. We failed to test any other society, any other time in America, any other country. Let the Epstein files drop. Let one of their commander in chiefs, let somebody of high status, high whatever that's running the country be in those Epstein files. Oh, that there would have been a riot. There would have been a civil war. There would have been Doors would have been blown off. This would have been the purge. This would have been worse than the purge. But Americans, what did we do? We did nothing. We didn't do a single thing. We didn't even so much as raise a finger, right? There will be no revolution in America. There will be no problem. There will be no fighting back in America. That time has passed, right? The Epstein files was the last chance for Americans to actually, okay, let's do something about it. They released the Epstein files. Nobody did a single thing about it. All they did was talk about it in comment sections under YouTube. Get him out of office. Get him out of office. But nobody did anything about it. Nobody did anything about it, and nobody's going to do anything about it because now they know what they can get away with. If they can get away with something as heinous as the stuff that was in the Epstein files, they can get away with anything. They're not gonna. They're already pricing people out, and people are just, okay, well, this is just this is just the economy. Oh yeah, it has to do with the war. It has to do with what's going on in Iran, right? That's why prices are going up. For gas, yeah. For gas, that's why for oil and gas, that's why everything is going up. But what about your survivability? What about the overinflation of housing, of food, of water, of junk food? And you still think you're not being replaced? They no longer want Americans. They no longer want Americans in this country, right? As I mentioned earlier, they already see people with bad attitudes working, people not even wanting to be here. They don't want to talk to you. It's like they don't want to be here. They are outsourcing Americans. They are outsourcing blue collar jobs. They are outsourcing white collar jobs. They are outsourcing 90% of things in this world in exchange for better, better, I guess, better workers, better people to actually make America great again, right? All you MAGAs, all you people who are in this make America great again, they, do you they're not they're not they're not supporting you. They're not looking to make America better for you. They're looking to make America better for the people that they're bringing in. That's why they're starting to allow the Chinese to buy land over here in the U.S. because they're trying to bring better, bigger, and better over here to America, while the rest of you, the average Joe Schmo who doesn't prepare, is being pushed out of society, being pushed out of life. And when all the rich oligarchs come back, when all the rich start to come to America, when only the rich exist and the poor and all these average Joe schmoes right now are pushed to the lower tier and lower pools of society. The only then will the majority of people finally wake up and say we have been completely priced out of life. But then, by then it'll be too late. By then it will be 100% too late. Now's the time to prepare. It's not even the fact that things have gotten worse. The worst is here, right? The worst situations have already begun and have already started. Right now, you still have a little bit of time. You still have a little bit of time right now to prepare. You still have a little bit of time to save yourself, right? Because the country's change, the system change has already started and there's no stopping it. The only thing you can do is adapt and get better along with the system so that you are not a part of the poor, so that you are a part of the rich, right? Because sooner or later you're going to be priced out. You're going to be completely priced out of society. You're going to be completely priced out of America. And after that, it's just street living. It's just going to be street living. And by then, what can you do about it? What can you do after that? Nothing. Can't do anything after that. Everybody is still asleep, but it's really time to wake up. And I'll keep saying it till somebody understands, right? Why do you think there are some that why do you think there are the people who can understand and see the writing on the wall? Why do you think they're leaving America? Like I said in my previous video, net negative migration. This is the first time since the Great Depression that we are witnessing a net negative migration in the United States. More people are leaving the United States rather than coming in to stay and make a life. What does that say about this country? What does that say about the state and the economy of this country? The state that we are in as a country. What does that say? It says that this country is deteriorating. It's not for the average person anymore. And if you don't get all your ducks in a row, you're going to be left behind. That's what that says. Think about it. You still have time right now, but sooner or later, you're not going to have any time. And by then, it's going to be too late. I'll see you guys in the next video.